Hey all, this is WWE superstar Sami Zayn.
Lena Vega here. And
yours truly, the half man, half amazing Montel Montavious Porter MVP. You're listening to Road Trip After Hours with Mac Davis
and Hall of Famer Teddy Long.
But a certified G and a bona fide stud, and I'm not even talking about me, I'm talking about Teddy Long and my man Mac Davis. How you guys doing? Enjoy the show, guys.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to an all-new episode of Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, along with my WWE Hall of Famer co-host, Mr. Teddy Long. Hey, Teddy.
Hey, what's going on, Mac, man? Hey, we got another great week of great Road Trip After Hours, and I'm really happy about this week's show because, as you know, this Saturday night, I'm going to be there in Marietta, Georgia, over on Waterman Street at the old Salvation Army building there. They're going to have a big wrestling show there, and it's going to be, something they're going to do for the veterans. And today, I didn't want to just talk about the wrestling part. I wanted to talk about maybe what the promoter over there, Vanish, is doing for the veterans, because, I mean, we can't forget about these veterans, and with the war and all this stuff going on right now all over the world, so you just never know what's going to happen from day to day. So we got him on, Mac, Vanish. He's the promoter there, and he's going to tell us the name of the company and everything, and he's going to let us know what's going on for Veterans Day. Come on, Vanish.
Thank you so much for having me on your show, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Vanish. I used to go by Tamilian Vanish in the world of pro wrestling, and I am the owner and promoter of AWWA, American Warrior Wrestling Alliance. And this number 11 next week, we are like a few days away from this biggest event. We're giving back to the community. We're giving back to the veterans. So what we're doing for the veterans is we are not charging them. We're giving them a free ticket to the show. And then with the help of Salvation Army, we are raising as many funds and donations in terms of food, clothes, everything is possible. If anybody needs shelter, yes, of course, we are there to help them. So that's the goal of the show, to help the veterans and give it back to the community.
Who all do you have on the show that's coming up, Vanish?
I have the legend, the Hall of Famer, Teddy Long right here, and it's an absolute honor. And of course, former WWE NXT UK star, former WWE NXT Tag Team Champion, Danny Burch, aka Martin Stone, will be there. Then we have talents from different parts of the country. We do have luchador Elemento. He will be there. We have a wrestler from Phoenix, Arizona, El Lycan, trained by the Dr. Tom Pritchard. He will be there. Then we have Ramrock. He's another person also from the West. He was trained by Ryan Katz, a WWE producer, I believe. Yep. And he's from California, Colorado area. Then, of course, we do have SP the Ghost, who was trained by Mr. Hughes. He's from here, from Atlanta, Georgia, who actually been to a lot of different places. Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, Ring of Honor, and he did AEW Dark Elevation. So he's making his return. So these are the biggest names I can say that we have. And of course, we have guys coming from New Jersey, Nick Thompson. He's trained at the Spartans Wrestling School in New Jersey. Then we do have another wrestler coming from Ohio, trained by Dr. Tom Pritchard, goes by King Bomani. He goes by the King of Egypt, King Bomani. So these were the wrestlers. These were the talents that we have. And, of course, we have talents coming from Florida, Hunter Hendricks, Bodie O'Hara, Logan Eont. So we have talents from different parts of the country.
So you got a lot of fresh faces coming into this Fed, it sounds like.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, sorry, yeah.
And the other, that's okay. And the other thing too, as you was running out those names there, I know quite a few of those guys there, man, and they're great workers in the ring. So this show is certainly going to be a great wrestling show. And just to, I just want to thank you and the company for, inviting me, to be a part of this, because I'm all about, seeing about our veterans. And not only that, you're giving back to the community in any way that Mac and I can help, to, forward, help you give back to the community. And that's why we got this podcast, and that's what it's all about. So, Vanish, if you tell us one more time, this Saturday night, now give us the name of the building, the address, and let us know what time bell time starts and meet and greet.
All right. So on November 11th, we have AWW presents Unpredictable. This is the show for the community, for the veterans, for everyone. The door opens at 5 o'clock. And the main event will be Trevor Aeon from Atlanta, Georgia. Trevor Aeon versus Martin Stone, a.k.a. Danny Burch, for the AWWA International title. Now, meet and greet starts 5:30 p.m. And we will have all the wrestlers out there signing autographs, taking pictures. So door opens at 5. Meet and greet starts 5:30. We do have a pre-show that starts 6 o'clock. Then the show starts by 6:30.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Right,
Now, and Trevor, we know Trevor because I've worked with Trevor many times. We've worked with you as well, just being fully transparent here. And so we know a lot of these names, like Teddy said, should be one heck of a show. And again, this is for the veterans, which is very important. And Vanish, real quick, how did you get involved with the veterans into this show? What made you do that?
They've been given everything, just like Teddy said, their life, their blood, sweat, tears. And even in my life, I got a chance to meet veterans going through so much, like, mentally, physically. And I've seen a lot of them on the road, on the street. And that's wrong. That's bad. We need to let them know we are here for you. We are sleeping peacefully here because of you, for what you did. And we wanted to appreciate it. So that's why, and always wanted to do something. And of course, I'm not someone born with a silver spoon in my mouth, so I have to work hard, save some savings, and of course, you need some sponsors. It's a group thing. It's like we're all doing this together.
Right. Well, like I said, man, thank you so much, for coming on the show, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And I think this is going to be a real big. Saturday night is going to kick us off, the first big show. And of course, you did talk to me about you're going to be running regular around the Georgia area. Is that right?
Yes, right. So we've been running it from February 18th earlier this year. So our first show was February 18th, 2023. That was our first show. We did it in Marietta High School. We were part of a movie called El Santos as well, and filmed it at our venue. And from February 18th, we've been running it every other month, and now we are trying to run every month.
Right. Well, very good, man. Well, like I said, Mac, if you got anything else for Vanish?
No, I just wish you the best of luck, my friend. I know how hard you work, so I know that this is a big project for you, and I certainly hope that everybody comes out to that show. And again, you gotta go see Teddy. I mean, come on, you gotta go see Teddy. Get you an autograph, get a photograph, anything else along the way. And at the same time, we wish you the best of luck, Vanish.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well, not only just to see me, let's see all the stars of the American Warrior Wrestling Federation. Yes. That's
yes.
Alliance, Teddy, American Warriors Wrestling Alliance.
Okay, American Warriors.
You don't want to be a federation.
All right, I'm gonna get that right. All right. All right, Denise, thank you so much, man, and we'll see you Saturday night, Waterman Street, the Salvation Army Building, big night of pro wrestling. We'll see you there, players.
Hey guys, this is Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson of the Rock and Roll Express, and we would like to invite you to listen to Road Trips After Hour 30-minute time limit with Teddy Long and Mac Davis.
Hey Ricky, can you imagine doing something with Teddy Long and Mac Davis? Them two guys together, hell, they probably create some stormy weather.
Yeah, great times.
Welcome back to Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis, along with WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Teddy Long. And Teddy, it is that time where we open up the mailbag. Are you ready?
I'm ready, player.
Letters, oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh boy!
Mailman, mail today.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. Amanda in Pennsylvania asked, Teddy, please tell us about your wedding in WWE. Do you recall any particular funny moments from the event?
Yeah, I think the the one funniest moment is one of my grandkids was the ring bearer.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, so we were waiting on him to bring the ring to the ring. Well, he ain't coming. Okay, I look on the front row there and I see Vince sitting there. And he's just livid. I mean, God, oh, brother, you know what I mean? Because Vince is real serious about stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, I'm like, oh, my God, why isn't he here? So come to find out that the reason he didn't come down and bring the ring is because he wanted to go pee. And they wouldn't let him go pee. So he said, well, if I can't go pee, I'm not going to go down to the ring. So that was how he finally ended up making it right at the end. But he didn't come right away because he wanted to pee.
What went through your mind when he didn't come out? Did you think, okay, how are we going to fix this?
Well, I don't know, man. We were just waiting, and I'm thinking in my head, what's my backup going to be here? You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm thinking about all that too. So, but finally, here he comes.
My favorite part of the wedding, there were several moments, but one I recall mostly was when Vince McMahon was sitting there and he was just kind of jamming in his seat.
He's having a great time. He's having a great time.
That was now when you did the heart attack and you eventually slipped into a coma. The heart attack. Did you go over how you were going to do that before you went live, or did you just it just happened there on the spot?
We went to rehearsal and went over it. Because with that stuff, Vince wants to make sure everything's right. In timing. So we did go through rehearsal, but I never did let anybody know because I never did fall. So that way, we didn't want anybody to know that was going to happen. But I knew at the time, but I never did fall at rehearsal, so nobody would know. But yeah.
Does that include the people who were in the ring with you? They didn't know either?
No, they didn't know I was going to fall.
So what did they think when you hit the ground? Did they think, oh, shit, what happened?
They thought I had a heart attack.
Oh, God. Oh, man, I'm surprised EMTs didn't come running to the ring all of a sudden.
Well, we had them there, and I left with the EMTs. They put me in the ambulance in there.
You never came back, did you? I'm trying to think, how long were you in a coma?
I went in a coma. I just passed out right there. I fell out, and they come got me, put me in the ambulance, and I went home.
Now, when was the next time you showed up on TV after that?
It was about 2 weeks so after that, I believe. I think Vic and them start and Crystal, they start taking over. Gotcha. Oh, no, it was later than that because I left and went and everybody thought I was gone and I come back or maybe about a month or maybe 3 weeks or a month. I come back in Sacramento, I believe is where it was. And they brought me there, but they kept me in the hotel all day long. They never did bring me to TV until time for me to walk out to that ring.
That's cool. That shows how popular you were at that time and just how important you were for them to hide you away like that. I mean, otherwise they wouldn't have cared and you would have been walking around in the back. So yeah, that says a lot. All right, here we go. Marvin from X asked, do you think, it's a good question too, do you think Macho Man Randy Savage would have been as successful without the Hulk Hogan rub?
Well, yes, I do, because Randy was his own man. You know what I mean? I think Randy was just as hot as Hogan was at the time, so I don't think Hogan had anything to do with Randy's success. I think Randy, I would say he owes all that to himself. Randy was a one-man band, and like I said, he was exciting, even if he didn't have the Hogan rub.
Yeah, to me, I think Hogan's rub, or whatever you want to call it, basically just opened the door for Randy to be more creative and allowed him to be more Randy. So if anything, it maybe Hulk just gave him the opportunity to become more of Randy Savage. But eventually he would have gotten there anyhow, I believe.
Well, yeah, now I'm like you. It gave him a boost for his career right there to go to work in there with Hogan. Now you're working with the big man, you know what I mean? That's really going to help you out a whole lot.
Oh, yeah, he took advantage of it and ran. And that's right. Why he was successful. So,
well, I don't blame him.
Yep, I don't either. Let's see. Jackson in Texas. What match where you were the referee did you enjoy the most and why?
Oh, I don't know, man. I had a lot of good matches that I refereed. Like the turn when I turned heel there with the Varsity Club is where I turned on the Road Warriors and counted them out. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the Chi-Town Heat match. I believe that's Flair and Steamboat. I believe.
Yes, sir.
I was a part of that. I enjoyed that. And then I had a lot of matches with Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express. With the Rock and Roll Express. Them working together, man. Great matches. I mean, and you worked when you got in there with those guys, man. So it meant mostly all of them I had were really back in the day, man. They were great matches, and I just enjoyed working all of them.
Did you ever catch a lot of heat as a referee or as a manager at any point where you got a little bit nervous?
Well, no. I think the only time I got some heat is when I first broke in. I was trying to referee, and they had me in the first match with Ron Bass and Black Bart. And I threw the gimmick out the ring, and Black Bart looked over at Ron Bass and he said, "Did you just see what the referee did?" And they were cussing. And I knew I was done. And so happened I was lucky enough to survive that, because at the end, Charlie McGowan, Rod rest his soul, he was the bell ringer. He rang the bell too quick, screwed the finish up. So they got so mad at him till they forgot about me. So
well, now, while we're talking about tag teams, let me ask you, because we were just mentioning the tags. Who do you think, Teddy, during your time in wrestling, who were the best tag teams over the years?
Well, Rock and Roll Express, you got to put them right there, man. Butcher Reed and Ron Doom were a great tag team. The Midnight Express, oh God, you can't take anything away from them. Those would I would think. Well, you had the Koloffs, Nikita and Ivan was a great tag team there, man. So it was a lot of tag teams, but the ones I would say to be outstanding were Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express, Butcher Reed and Ron Doom, and the Horsemen. Let's not forget about them. The Four Horsemen. They're what an outstanding team.
Well, look, you brought up the Horsemen. Let me ask you this, and I'm gonna just add another question in here, but there were different variations of the Horsemen, of who was in the group. Was there a particular group that you really thought was the Horsemen of all the groups?
No, I never did look at it like that. You know what I mean? I see what you're saying. They had replacements. They added Barry Windham to it one time. Then they had Luger, added him to it and stuff. So I never did look at it like, who was the better, person to put in there, because they all were good.
Yeah.
When they added Luger, Barry, didn't change. They didn't miss a beat. It kept right on going. So
I liked Barry Windham in the Four Horsemen. I thought he fit perfectly in the Four Horsemen.
Exactly, I did too. I think Luger was a little bit out of. I don't think that it wasn't him. That wasn't him. So I don't think that was for him.
I agree. All right, let's see. We got time for one more, and this comes from Vince on X. Well, I don't know. I don't think it's the real Vince, but here we go. What was the worst and best Vince McMahon characteristics?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what he means by that.
Like what was let's see, what was Vince really good at? Was he good at being friendly, or was he, is his worst characteristic?
He was good at being creative. He was the genius with being creative. Okay, so that's all I can tell you. And like I said, Vince was a great guy, man. Yeah. A lot of people say bad stuff about Vince. Well, Vince just wanted you to be a man and wanted you to understand that his company, this is a business. We draw money here. Don't come here to play.
Yep.
And a lot of guys didn't take it because when I went there, I didn't understand. I went there playing around too because I didn't know any better. That's how I was taught in WCW. They didn't never tell me the inside or the real because they didn't want me to know.
Yep.
So I didn't have a clue. But when I went to Vince, I understood it very well. And I thank him today. That man made a man out of me and made me understand what the wrestling business is all about. And then that's when I started keeping my mouth closed and my ears open so I could start learning the creative part of about it. Yeah. And I was so lucky to be a part of Vince, to be right there and watch him create stuff. He created the thing with me and The Undertaker, the thing with Vicky Guerrero and myself. That was Vince's idea. Yeah. The White Boy Challenge, that was Vince's idea. So a lot of the majority of the stuff that I did where I took Hornswoggle to school and all that. Yeah. All that was Vince's creative stuff. And I pulled off everything that he created. I made it work. So I was so happy to do that. And I learned so much from him.
You know, it's people who don't believe that Vince is, smart may want to rethink that. Just recently, I read an article where UFC credits Vince McMahon with being involved now with Saudi Arabia. That deal only happened because of Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon may come across as a crude, rude individual on TV at times, but the truth is he is one hell of a smart businessman and he can make money. And that's what he's there for.
The man is a genius, and I understand now what he means about don't go out here playing or don't do this and don't do that, because he's exactly right. You shouldn't be out there playing. This is serious. People, when they make movies in Hollywood, they ain't out there playing. They're serious. No. But, you have to learn this part, and sometimes when you don't get this, learn this, you don't make it.
All right, Teddy, we're out of time. But before we go, let's talk about some events coming up. Again, you're going to be where this weekend?
Saturday, going to be over on Waterman Street for a big wrestling show there. We talked about it earlier there. We're doing something for the veterans there. So that's Saturday, Waterman Street, the old Salvation Army building in Marietta, Georgia. I think I'll be a part of the New England Fan Fest on February the 17th in Warwick, Rhode Island. I'll be a part of that. And you and I will be at WrestleCade, November 24th, 25th, Winston-Salem. And so then hopefully, we see all the people and have a good time.
We certainly hope so. We're looking forward to that and seeing a lot of friends. If you get a chance, please stop by and say hello, get a picture, autograph, or whatever. And at the same time, while you have a chance, while you're listening to us right now, please go right down there and subscribe. That certainly helps Teddy and I. We're trying to get our subscribers count up. Our views are doing good, but we need more subscribers. So we're asking you just to hit that button down below. And anytime we got new content, you'll know about it first. That's it. We're out of time. I'm Mac Davis. That is WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long. And this has been Road Trip After Hours.
Holla.